In a small, humble village surrounded by lush fields and gentle hills, there lived a hardworking young farmer. Despite orphaned early in life, this diligent soul never complained. Every day, from the break of dawn, the farmer would rise and head to the fields, tending the rice paddies, caring for the buffalo, and doing every laborious task with an unwavering spirit. Though poverty was a constant companion, the farmer's sincerity and kindness earned the respect and admiration of the entire community. The villagers would often remark on the gentle determination in the farmer's eyes as they worked tirelessly under the blazing sun. In the same village lived a wealthy, influential landlord, known for his opulence as well as his unscrupulous greed. This man owned vast stretches of farmland and prized buffalo herds but cared little for the welfare of those who toiled on his land. One fateful day, the landlord, with a deceptively warm smile, approached the hard-working farmer and made an enticing promise. "If you work for me for 3 long years, you shall be rewarded by marrying my only daughter and receiving a parcel of land," he declared. The promise sparked hope in the farmer's heart, for the landlord's daughter was known throughout the village as a gentle and graceful young woman. She possessed a quiet beauty and an air of kindness that made her beloved by all. Though the farmer had long admired her from afar, this promise was the first chance to make the dream a reality. True to the promise, the farmer devoted the next 3 years to labor. Every season, the work grew harder, and the demands increased. In the planting season, the farmer would wade into muddy fields, carefully sowing rice seeds by hand, each movement deliberate and full of hope. At harvest time, under the relentless heat of the midday sun, she carried heavy bundles of rice from the fields to the storage, every step echoing the weight of her sacrifices. Even the daily chores, such as cleaning the buffalo pens and tending to small repairs around the village, were undertaken with unwavering commitment. Throughout these years, the young woman, the promised bride, would sometimes catch glimpses of the farmer at work. Her eyes shone with admiration for the strength and honesty he exhibited. Yet, in the back of her mind, she also worried about the landlord's sincerity, knowing too well how deceit could hide behind gilded promises. After 3 grueling years, the day finally arrived when the farmer returned to the landlord, hopeful and proud of the hard work completed. Standing tall before the opulent manor, the farmer requested the promised reward. However, instead of fulfilling the promise, the landlord's tone turned mocking. With a sly grin, he said, "Your work is commendable, but before you may have my daughter's hand, you must complete one final, impossible task: venture into the deep forest and bring back a bamboo stalk that is exactly 100 knots." The request struck the farmer like a cold wind. In all the forests, no bamboo ever bore 100 knots, even the tallest, most robust bamboo would only show a fraction of that number. Yet, with a heart full of hope and loyalty, the farmer accepted the challenge, believing in the promise of a better future. With a heavy heart but resolute spirit, the farmer set out for the vast, tangled bamboo forest. The forest was dense, with towering stalks swaying gently in the breeze. Day turned into evening as she moved from one grove to another, counting the knots on each bamboo stalk carefully. Despite numerous attempts, every bamboo bore only 50, 60, or 70 knots, never the exact count demanded by the landlord. Exhaustion crept in, the weight of betrayal and injustice began to press upon her soul. As twilight deepened into night, she finally collapsed against a large, moss-covered boulder, her eyes reflecting both sorrow and determination. "Could it be that I have been deceived?" she wondered softly, feeling both heartbroken and betrayed by the unyielding cruelty of greed. In that moment of despair, a gentle rustle in the leaves signaled the arrival of an unexpected visitor. Emerging from the shadows was an elderly figure with kind, wise eyes and a long, flowing white beard, clad in simple yet dignified robes. This sage exuded an aura of calm reassurance. "Why do you seem so burdened, dear one?" the sage inquired in a soothing voice. The farmer recounted the tale, the promise, the impossible task, and the overwhelming despair that had set in. The sage listened attentively, nodding slowly. After a thoughtful pause, he spoke, "Do not lose heart. There is magic in these woods. Instead of searching for a naturally existing bamboo with 100 knots, collect 100 separate bamboo segments and join them together with the ancient words, Kanyop. Kanyop. The sage's eyes twinkled with gentle mischief, as if he already knew the secret that would change everything. Encouraged by the sage's wisdom, the farmer gathered her resolve. With renewed energy, she returned to the forest and began to carefully cut one bamboo segment after another, counting out exactly 100 pieces. Each segment was selected with care, ensuring its strength and flexibility. After arranging the 100 pieces neatly on a broad patch of soft earth, she took a deep breath. With her voice steady and clear, she recited the magic incantation, Kanyop. Kanyop. In an instant, a brilliant glow enveloped the bamboo pieces. One by one, they began to quiver and vibrate as if drawn together by an invisible force. Gradually, the pieces merged seamlessly into a single, magnificent bamboo stalk adorned with exactly 100 distinct knots. The magical fusion shone like a beacon of hope and justice. With the miraculous bamboo in tow, the farmer made her way back to the village. Along the winding path, villagers stopped in their tracks, murmuring in astonishment at the sight of such an extraordinary creation. Word of the miracle spread quickly, and soon a small crowd gathered around the entrance of the grand manor. Inside the manor, the landlord and his guests had already begun preparing for the wedding celebration, expecting to see a feeble excuse for the task. Instead, they were met with the towering, luminous bamboo that defied all expectations. At the manor, the landlord could no longer hide his amusement. With a mocking laugh, he stepped forward and boasted before the gathered guests, "Behold, the so-called 100-knot bamboo. Surely, no one could create such a wonder without trickery." He reached out to touch the miraculous bamboo, confident that it was merely an illusion. But as soon as his hand made contact, the farmer's voice rang out once more, "Kanyop. Kanyop." In an instant, the magic of the bamboo activated. The landlord's hand became stuck, and panic spread across his face as he struggled. One by one, his attendants and relatives, trying to come to his aid, found themselves ensnared by the enchanted stalk. Humiliation and chaos reigned as the greedy landlord desperately shouted for help. "Release me at once. I swear I will honor my promise." The villagers burst into laughter, their eyes sparkling with the satisfaction of witnessing justice. Standing tall amid the commotion, the farmer declared firmly, "You must first pledge that you will never again deceive or exploit the honest." With trembling limbs and tearful eyes, the landlord agreed in a feeble tone. At that moment, the farmer softly recited the counter-charm, "Kasort. Kasort." The magical bamboo shuddered, and in a flash of light, all were freed from its grasp. The landlord, now shamed beyond measure, slunk away as the villagers cheered in unison. In the aftermath of the landlord's disgrace, the village rejoiced. The young woman who had long admired the farmer now ran forward, embracing the hero with tears of joy. In a display of pure happiness, the community gathered to celebrate the union of two kindred spirits. A humble but heartfelt wedding ceremony was held in the village square, under a canopy of blooming flowers and swaying bamboo. The farmer and the beloved bride exchanged vows that promised love, integrity, and hope for a better future. The wedding feast lasted long into the night, with songs, dancing, and laughter echoing through the village. Elders recounted the tale of the 100-knot bamboo as a reminder that justice and honesty always triumph over greed. Children listened with wide eyes as the story was told again and again, ensuring that the wisdom of this folk tale would be passed down through generations. The memory of the miraculous bamboo and its magical incantations became a cherished symbol of fairness and the power of ingenuity. In the years that followed, the story of the 100-knot bamboo spread far and wide. Travelers and the merchants would speak of the miraculous event, and poets composed verses celebrating the triumph of the honest. The once greedy landlord faded into obscurity, while the hardworking farmer and the gentle bride became symbols of perseverance and virtue. Their simple life continued, enriched not only by their honest labor but also by the love and respect of their community. Every time a new bamboo shoot emerged in the fields, it was seen as a reminder of the enduring spirit of justice and the beauty of nature's magic. As seasons changed, the magical words, Kanyop, Ka Nyop, and Ka Sort, became part of local law. They were recited in times of need and during festivals to invoke the power of unity, fairness, and natural justice. Festivals were held in honor of the tale, where storytellers, musicians, and dancers recreated the legend through art. The phrase, carried on the lips of young and old alike, served as a constant reminder that no matter how dear the situation, honesty and cleverness would always prevail over corruption and greed. Even as time passed and the village grew into a bustling town, the legend of the 100-knot bamboo remained a cornerstone of local tradition. Parents would sit with their children on warm evenings to recount the tale of how a humble heart and steadfast honesty transformed adversity into a lesson of divine justice. In every whispered recitation of the story, the magic of nature and the wisdom of the past shone through. The legacy of the miracle bamboo continued to inspire not only the villagers but also travelers from distant lands, reminding everyone that the true strength lies in integrity and that every act of kindness can create lasting ripples of change.